So anyone that's into indie and niche fragrances is probably familiar with the website Lucky Scent. Lucky Scent is a website that has hundreds, maybe even thousands of samples and full bottles of some harder to find fragrances, mostly from niche houses, but some indie. For today's challenge, we will be discussing and rating 10 different niche fragrance samples that we got from Lucky Scent. Now, we went to this website together, and if anyone's been to the sample page, they know that it's just a list of fragrances and the names of the fragrance, no bottle, no note descriptions or anything. You have to click on the name of the fragrance to actually see the description and the bottle. So we kind of just blind bought these samples by choosing them on the name alone. So we're going to go ahead and get started testing these samples out. Nick, one of his picks was, I'm going to read it.
Absinthe-Minded
By
Anka Parfüm.
Well, we're probably going to butcher these names. The name of the fragrance again was
Spoilers.
Absinthe-Minded by Anka Parfüm, which I probably butchered as well, but it's an Australian house. I think it's more of an indie than a niche house. So it's based off of absinthe. The notes are absinthe, wormwood, fennel, anise, patchouli, woody notes, cashmere musk, amber, and oak moss. So he's going to test this one. This was one of his picks based on the name alone. So go ahead and put that down and give it a sniff.
Smells pretty good.
Okay. Okay, yeah, so this one definitely has a lot of absinthe, kind of anise in it. It's very licorice.
Yeah.
Licoricey. It's pretty green. With all the notes, I was kind of expecting a little more than just, just anise, but that's all I'm getting right away. Sorry, we had to do a little bit of a weird cut there because the cat came and tried to interrupt our video. So anyway, we were talking about Absinthe-Minded, which is on your left hand. So it's pretty one note, and I'm going to give it another sniff to see if it's changed in the past 5 minutes. It has a little. Okay, no, so now it's definitely a bit muskier. It's almost like a nice musk, but with a slightly sweaty touch to it. Did you want to give it a smell? Maybe that's just his sweat. I don't know.
No, this is a dry hand.
Okay.
Do you
think it's changed any?
It's the anise is maybe a little bit like duller, and maybe that's what's letting the other smells come out.
Yeah, at first it was just a really strong burst of anise. So let's go ahead and give this one a rating. He always likes scales of 1 to 5 with no 0.5s. So
I'll just do 10.
1 to 5, what do you give Absinthe-Minded by Anka Kush?
I'd give this a 4.
4? Okay. Pretty good. I do 0.5s because I like a 10-point scale, so I'll give this one maybe a 3 or a 3.5. I've smelled a lot of anise fragrances. I like the muskiness of the dry down. It makes it a little different, but it doesn't really stand out a whole lot to me, but I do like it. Okay, so for the next one, we're going to do one of my picks, where again, we picked these just by the name of the fragrance alone, not knowing anything about them. This one's kind of cheating because it's by BOHOBOCO. It is called Red Wine Brown Sugar. Again, not knowing any of the notes, I assume that it has something to do with red wine and brown sugar, and maybe something else. Maybe that's all there is to it, but I'm going to go ahead and give this one a try. I've not heard of this house or this fragrance before.
The notes for this one include raspberry, red wine, patchouli, liquor, leather, and caramel.
Sounds pretty good. So it's a little more than just red wine and brown sugar. Sounds very sweet. So wine is kind of a weird note. I prefer red wine when I drink wine. But sometimes the grapiness of the wine notes just doesn't really work well with me. I'm not a big fruity fragrances kind of person. So let me go ahead and give this a sniff. Okay, it's not very strong, but I'm definitely getting red wine and brown sugar. Almost like a shoe polish kind of thing to it, but it's a bit, the sillage is very low on this one. It's not super strong.
Yeah.
What do you
I can definitely smell, because it said like on there that has like leather and stuff like that. I think I smell
like
that type.
Maybe?
Yeah, of smell more than red wine, which to me can be a bit pungent. But
yeah, there's a bit of like grapiness.
it's subtle.
Yeah, there's a bit of grapiness and sweetness to it. Like I
Maybe
didn't
that's
really.
the brown sugar. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, I wasn't really thinking about the leather, but then you mentioned when you did bring the leather up again, I was thinking like more like a purse. Like, I know it's kind of a weird thing, but a lot of people compare fragrances to like the inside of a purse. Let's give this one more sniff. All right, so do you want to smell
Sure.
it again? It's very subtle, like again, mostly like a purse. I get a little like you brought your purse on a night out and it got a little bit of, you spilt maybe a tiny bit of wine in it, you snuck some cookies in there or something. I know it's kind of a weird description, but I'm gonna give this one.
No, I like wine and cookies at the movies.
I think I had higher hopes for this one, so I'm maybe a 2 for me. I don't know.
I'll give it a 3. I don't think it's bad. It's not strong, I guess. So it doesn't bring up, I guess, a strong kind of feeling when smelling it. I don't know.
Yeah, and I think for me, if I really like a smell, I don't care if everyone around me can smell me. Longevity is more important, and unfortunately with this haul, I'm gonna have to try them on different days. But for this video, we're only gonna get we're not gonna get much on the longevity because we are going to wash them off and try some more. So we're gonna give them at least like 20 minutes. But yeah, for this one, I kind of was hoping for something just a little more interesting. But if you are a fan of subtle fragrances, I think this one's probably a good one for you. And we're going to go ahead with the next one.
This is the next one. It's one I picked out from Bains Guerbois.
Okay, I think you nailed it.
1979 New Wave.
Okay, so the fragrance is 1979 New Wave by Lubin Guerbois, I
This would
believe.
be like Talking Heads singing album. Do you consider Talking Heads New Wave?
Yeah, kind of. I mean, I could see they're their own thing.
Yeah, definitely.
Definitely new wave influenced. So, the notes are mint, iris, sandalwood, aldehydes, cedar, and amber.
This one. Oh, pretty good.
Okay. Okay, it's very minty.
Mm-hmm.
Again, I think that with these dabbers, you lose the top notes, and I'm actually kind of thankful for that because I'm not the biggest fan of aldehydes. I know I keep saying I'm not the biggest fan of things. I think the scent profiles that I dislike the most are indolic, white florals, aldehydes, and really kind of almost childish fruity notes. Kind of like the fruits like strawberries or grapes, like you'd eat more in your childhood. I guess you'd eat any fruits in your childhood, but anyway, going off on a tangent there. The rest of the notes seem really nice. Again, I was just getting mostly mint and sandalwood out of that. Not a whole lot of notes, at least not a lot of notes listed on Fragrantica. I'm gonna go ahead and give it a sniff again.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I can like barely smell it though. I mean, I get mint and.
Maybe I didn't put enough on my hand, but
No,
I do smell mint in there.
Again, I think it's the like dabber vials that kind of really like messed that up. But so out of 5, what's your rating for this one?
Okay, I'll give it a 3 again.
3? Okay. So you think it's pretty good, just not exceptional?
Yeah, I mean it's worth your time. If you wanted to buy a fragrance and put it on, no one's gonna think this is bad, I think.
Yeah, it's pretty safe. So for
but
that,
I don't know if it's gonna turn heads.
Yeah. Okay. So because it's so safe, I think I'm gonna give it a 2.5. I did kind of like the smell of it, but nothing really groundbreaking. But yeah, it's an interesting one. He likes it. I should point out that he's not really a frag head. Like he doesn't wear fragrances, so this is a rare thing. But so you're getting an opinion of a person who's like.
I usually stink. I don't smell.
But okay, so we'll go on to the next one. All right, for the next one that I picked, it was a new one by Chapel Factory called Hermit Coat. I have had one from Chapel Factory. It was Holy Stick. That one's pretty good. So I was trying to pick ones that aren't houses that I've heard of or tried, but I don't know. The name Hermit Coat really stuck out to me, and I have no idea. I haven't heard anything about it, so I'm going to go ahead and give this one a try. And do you want to go ahead and read the notes?
So the notes, LMI? I don't know what that is. Heliotrope, ash, fir balsam, olibanum, rose, ambrosian,
Okay.
balm.
Sorry. Elemi,
Not a balm.
heliotrope, ash, fir balsam, olibanum, rose, ambroxan, balm, musk, amber, smoke, and incense. So yeah, this one sounds like it's going to be a really nice smoky, incensey kind of fragrance. Lots of resins in there, so I think this one will be one that I like. Well, okay. Here, I'll just let you sniff it real first, and I want to say what I think about it before going to your thoughts. So I like really strong, resiny, almost like church smelling fragrances. Like I like the smell of an old building, so I was kind of expecting that based on the notes he read, but this is very like clean and almost baby powdery, so I was not, I mean, I guess the heliotrope's I've heard is powdery, but yeah, I'm not sure why it's so, it's definitely like way more fresh and powdery than I thought it would be.
I actually kind of I feel a bit different about it. Let me smell again.
Okay.
I do smell the smoke. There's like burnt grass, I feel like, in there.
Okay.
Well, I'm just...
Oh no, it's okay. I'm trying to get what you're getting.
I mean, maybe we have different noses, like we do, but it doesn't smell, I don't smell the baby powder so much. I smell kind of fire.
That's so weird. Yeah, see, this shows how different people can smell things differently. I mean, a fragrance will smell completely different from the bottle than it does on your skin, and then it'll smell different on another person's skin. And then how you and someone else interpret that fragrance are completely different. But I'm getting like clean and powdery,
which is weird. It just, people's different, genetic makeup can influence how a smell. But like I smell definitely like smoke and ash.
So rating for this one, for
I'm gonna give it a 4 because I thought it was interesting.
Okay, so I'm getting a little bit more. This is kind of like maybe like a cheap incense, and I'm not trying to like cheapen the house. Like I really do like their other fragrance that I tried. That one was a bit more like resinous and churchy smelling, and I think that's the whole concept of the Chapel Factory house, to smell like a church. This is definitely a newer, fresher kind of churchy smell. I'm still gonna give it a 4. I do quite like it. Powdery notes, sometimes they work for me, sometimes they don't. In this case it works. I think I was just shocked. I was expecting something more like dark, and this is definitely a brighter fragrance, in my opinion. So yeah, 4 for me, and
4 for me as well.
4 from him.
It smells like a darker thing for me, but I guess the outcome's the same.
The new fragrance from Chapel Factory, Hermit Coat.
The next one I got here this is not a blue bottle, from Histoires des Parfums.
So this is not a blue bottle from Histoires des Parfums.
Hold on. Oh, there you go.
So the notes are aldehydes, orange, honey, geranium, musk, patchouli, and amber. So I'm a little bit worried about the aldehydes, but we'll give this one a sniff. Okay, I already have. But
go ahead. I mean,
okay, I don't like it, but here. What are your thoughts?
I kind of like it. I do like it. It smells clean to me.
I've moved the camera since the last one, so I'm leaning in, but go ahead.
Yeah, I'm becoming the star.
Yeah.
It smells clean.
It does, yeah.
Maybe it's a little basic, but I'm a basic person.
Yeah,
I think it smells nice.
I don't like it at all. It's very it kind of reminds me of aftershaves or something. So if you hear heavy breathing right now, I'm probably not gonna cut this out because I've already had to cut a lot. But it's the cat. He's really big.
He's
He's
fat,
fat.
and he's just
Heavy breather.
Yeah.
So I'll try to move him for the next one, but for now you're probably going to have to hear him breathing. And you probably have been hearing him through the whole video. I just kind of zone it out, but he's really close to the camera right now. So anyway, we're talking about, this is not a blue bottle from Histoires de Parfum. I believe I said that right, but
Better than I did.
it's definitely a aftershavey type of smell. I don't believe in adding a gender to fragrances, but this is one that I think is definitely more like would be marketed towards masculine, especially like old school masculine. The aldehydes are strong. Again, I don't like aldehydes, so for me this one is, and I get geranium too.
I think it's maybe interesting you said that it's like marketed. It smells like something marketed towards men.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe that's why I'm associating it with like cleanliness, because it smells.
So men are clean.
Well, no. It smells a lot like, kind of like a shaving cream kind of smell to it.
Yeah.
Which, like I like to shave, and I feel cleaner after I shave my face. Like it just, I don't know. So
yeah, it has
I think
like
maybe that's the association there. Is that like, oh, I'm about to, clean up a little bit.
Yeah, okay. So we'll go ahead and give it a rating. Out of 5, what do you give? This is not a blue bottle by Histoires de Parfum.
I seem to be using this number a lot, but I guess I'll go with 4 again. I liked it.
So this is kind of shocking to me because, again, he's not really a fragrance person at all, yet he's giving a lot of these pretty high marks. I mean, I've had some fragrances that I've liked or haven't liked, and I've put them on test strips, and he rarely gives anything above a 3. So the fact that he's given everything at least a 3, if not a 4 in this round, is pretty good. Maybe you should pick fragrances just based on what they're called.
Follow your nose.
I wouldn't buy any of these though, because they're usually like way too expensive.
So, yeah, I did just pick mine like with no knowledge of like any of this stuff. Just I just thought the names were funny usually, or they just kind of stuck out to me.
Yeah. But my rating is I'm giving it a 1. I like it. 4 out of 5. 1 out of 5 for me. Okay, so the next one is one of my picks, and it is Bohemian Spice by April Aromatics. And again, I've not heard of this house or this fragrance before. I love spicy fragrances as well as resinous ones. So Bohemian Spice sounds like something I would like based on the name. Do you want to go ahead and read the notes?
Top notes are clove, orange, cinnamon. The middle notes are incense, lavender.
Oh.
The base notes are patchouli, sandalwood, vanilla, and vetiver.
Yep. Oh, any more?
What's vetiver?
It's kind of a grassy, greenish smell.
Oh, okay. No, there's no more.
Okay. So, I'm liking it so far. Oh, wait, it's from the bottle. It was really nice. It's got a nice spicy. It's definitely the type of fragrance I would wear. I love orange and sandalwood and a lot of spices. At the moment on me, it's on my skin. It's going a little cat pissy, which is interesting because in the bottle it didn't quite smell like that, but on my skin, I would definitely. I found a lot of these type of fragrances do smell a little rough at first. But well, in the dry down, they're really beautiful. So hopefully I can give this one a good wearing. But maybe it'll die down while we're talking. But go ahead.
I think this one smells better from a distance because, like, when you first put it on and it was kind of strong.
Yeah.
From over here, it smelled fine.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I was kind of like, drawing it towards me. But then when you get maybe all of that stuff right in there, it didn't really smell as good. And I think maybe that, I don't know, well, the proximity to it really seemed to have affected it. Because over here, I can smell it, and it smells nice. But if you put your face right, don't, like, get too close. Be careful.
See, it's got, I'm going to read the notes again. Clove, orange, cinnamon, incense, lavender, patchouli, sandalwood, vanilla, and vetiver. Okay, literally everything. I don't dislike vetiver. I like the note. But everything on there is my favorite.
It's pleasant.
Those are like my favorite notes. Like if I was to list, if I was to make a perfect fragrance, I probably would have all those, and I wouldn't mind throwing in a vetiver, sure. Give it a little more of a woodsy smell. So as he said, and I've said, this one has huge sillage. I mean, he's pretty close to me, but I'm pretty sure that someone from at least 6 feet could smell it. Like you said, it's pleasant from a distance. Okay, so it's actually going softer on my skin, which I'm really happy about. Do you want to give it another sniff? Okay.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think it's becoming a lot more pleasant on my skin. I don't know what note was giving it that really kind of cat piss smell, because there are some notes that lean that way, but none of these. It might have been
the citrus.
Maybe. I don't know. I think it smells a lot better now, in my opinion. And again, maybe as the day goes on, it'll smell better. But so we'll go ahead and give it a rating. I guess I don't know who should rate first. I'll let you rate.
I don't know. I guess I'll go with 3.
I don't know. At first, it smelled a little rough. I think it's getting a lot better. I actually quite like this one. This one's probably my favorite so far of all of them. I'd give it a 4.5. 4.5. Did you even rate it?
Give it a 2.
Oh, 3. I thought you said 3. 2. You're changing
3.
it?
Nah, 3. It was 3. Okay, the next one we're doing is Kismet from Lubin.
Okay, so that is Kismet by Lubin.
Yeah. And we were talking about it and why I picked it. And I either think that Kismet is the Egyptian god with a cat head, or it's a Jewish holiday. I'm not sure which one. Whoa.
Okay.
But what is it actually?
So it means destiny or fate, and I thought that was interesting because I actually didn't know the meaning of that word until you had picked it, and I was wondering why you picked it. I'm like, oh, you must know that it means destiny or fate. So yeah, I looked it up, and I'm like, oh, okay. But I guess he thought it was Bastet, I believe is the cat god.
Yeah.
But it's interesting.
And I think
I can smell it from here, so I've already got an opinion on it. Let me go ahead and read the notes, though. I've heard this is a dupe for another fragrance, kind of. I mean, Lubin's been around for a while. But, I did hear that this one this was his pick, was a dupe for one of my favorite classic fragrances, and I am getting a little bit of whiffs of that from there. So hold on, I want to read the notes and I'll spell it. The notes are bergamot, lemon, petitgrain, patchouli, rose de mai, Bulgarian rose, a popinax, your favorite note.
Is it?
Do you know what it is?
No.
Labdanum? Labdanum? Am I saying that right? And bourbon vanilla. Ooh, I'm getting the bourbon vanilla just really strongly over here. So at least from a distance, I'm picking up rose patchouli and the bourbon vanilla for sure. Okay. So let's give it a go. Oh, yeah, okay. Since it's your pick, I'll let you go first. I've been talking a lot.
I like it. I think it smells really good.
Yep.
I don't know how to pick out singular notes of anything. All I see is the pizza pie at the end, not the cheese sauce and all that separately. So it's good. I like it.
Yeah, I'm not surprised you like it because you very rarely compliment scents, but every time it's almost always a vanilla and a patchouli mix.
Oh.
And this is very much a vanilla patchouli mix. I even get a bit of the rose. Now the fragrance that it's supposed to be kind of, a lot of people say it's a close dupe of is Shalimar, which he knows is my favorite fragrance. It does have a little bit of the powderiness to it, but I think it balances nicely with the other ones. In fact, it does have a little bit of powderiness to it at first, but then it almost goes to the kind of dry down of Shalimar, which is my favorite part of Shalimar. I don't like the opening of Shalimar that much, but it only lasts like 10 minutes, and then for 24 hours, you're smelling like a delicious, like powder sugary donut or something with a little bit of spice. So, Yeah, I like that one. Again, I'm not surprised that you like it. You like a lot of my kind of Shalimar inspired
Do they make pizza
fragrances.
fragrances?
They probably do.
I'd wear that.
We can look that
Just
up for another time.
If I walk around pretty hungry though.
Yeah, I have one by going off on a little bit of tangent. Parfüm Cartana, I think is how it's pronounced, and it's like a blood. Oh god,
Blood pizza?
It's like based off of a blood flower, which I guess is an imaginary flower that they created for the fragrance. But I swear it smells just like tomato sauce. I'm like, I don't hate this, but I don't know if I want to walk around smelling like marinara or something.
You're like,
yeah, so
your final.
And have them battle each other out. Sillage is really good. I could smell it almost immediately when you opened it from here. I surprisingly really like that one. It's a lot like Shalimar, but it's got its own, like the rose, I think, is something that's different. I don't know if Shalimar has rose, I can't remember, but if it does, it doesn't stand out. So, go ahead, sorry. Your rating.
Oh, I'll give it a 4.
Okay.
It's worth your time. Like, if you want it, put it on. Whatever. 4, it's really good. 5 is something I'm saving for like pizza.
Pizza. Okay. We'll have to do
or something that's just challenging.
Yeah,
I don't know.
We'll have to do something that's like really weird for, because I can think of a few. 5 for me for Lubin, Kismet. Fate, Destiny. So it was Destiny that
Hey, what do you
got
know?
it, because now it's like one of my favorites. But for you?
4 for me.
Okay. Alright, so the next one that I picked is Spellbinder by 13th Floor Fragrance.
Okay, and some of the notes for that one are Madagascar vanilla, citrus, there's a lot of stuff. Bergamot, mandarin, tart, cranberry, rhubarb, wood, cedarwood, sandalwood, cashmere, sweet tobacco, incense, and leather. Jasmine, violet, lang lang, cardamom, nutmeg, and more. So
yeah, that's a
we're
lot.
definitely getting a buffet in this one.
So I'm gonna go ahead and snip it. Okay. So I picked this one without knowing anything about the house, 13th floor, and Spellbinder sounds like a really cool name. I also think I read after making this order while I was waiting that Sarah McCartney is the perfumer behind this, and she does 4160 Tuesdays, which is one of, I really like a lot of
She
stuff.
related to Paul McCartney?
Maybe, she's British, I believe.
Oh.
She makes some really interesting fragrances. She does tend to use a lot of notes like this one has. But also, so I don't know if this is niche or indie. I mean, because it's by a guy named Steve Shippey, and I'm sorry for all you Shippey fans out there.
Shippers.
I don't know who he is. I didn't know who he was. Apparently he's a rapper, and he's now a ghost hunter. He has like a ghost hunting
cool.
series on Amazon. So
Nice.
yeah.
Living the dream.
So I guess it's sort of celebrity in that sense. But again, I think he's only got a couple out. This is a newer one, I believe. I couldn't find it for sale anywhere except for on Lucky Scent. So anyway, that being said, my thoughts on this. Okay. This is, again, it's got a lot, so this almost tells a story. It's like, I almost want to say like Halloween candy. And there are other fragrances I've said this about before. It's like if you went trick-or-treating with a leather bag, and maybe you were smoking, like, or around incense or something. So it's incensey, leathery, and very sweet. That's why I'm getting Halloween candy out of this. It's like a mix of the chocolatey, vanilla, but also like the fruity, the like sweet tarts and stuff. So it's really interesting. I feel like this is you know, your little gothic kid walking around with your like leather
Pants.
or leather trick-or-treat bag, and I don't know, you live in a haunted house, but you also got a bag full of Halloween candy. So that's my thoughts on that one.
I think it's let me say that again. I think it's I don't know. I don't know what to think about that one.
Yeah, there's a lot going on.
Maybe that's like it's so like I don't even know if it smells good to me.
Yeah.
Like it's just, it's a smell.
Yeah, this is.
But it's not setting anything off for me personally.
Yeah, I think this is very typical of a lot of the indie houses. They throw like a lot of things together. There's a concept they're going for. I don't know Spellbinder if the concept. It doesn't really say on Lucky Scent. It's not on Fragrantica yet, but I don't know if the concept was, you know, like gothic kid going trick or treating. But I guess that's what I'm getting out of it. So I guess I'll go ahead and rate it. I think a 3 or 3.5. Really like it. I like a lot of, if this is Sarah McCartney, I think I read that somewhere, but it's not saying on this, so I can't guarantee that for sure, but it does seem like one of her creations. It's definitely very indie with a lot of the sweet and smoky. It's a really cool concept. I like it. I would wear it. It might be off-putting to some, but I don't think it's, I think most would be okay with it. Sillage, I don't know. How do you need to get really close to smell it? Can you smell it pretty well from the time I put it on?
Oh, like, no, like, I think that's part of it is that, like, I feel like I have to get really close to even, like, a lot of them, as soon as you open the bottle, I could kind of smell something,
Yeah.
but this one I barely smell at all. I mean, when I put, you know, my nose to your wrist, I can smell it, but,
Okay, as it's drying down, I'm getting a little bit of, like, root beer float, which I actually kind of like. But I do have a lot of fragrances that kind of have that vibe to them, so I do like this one. I don't know if I would buy a full bottle just because I feel like I have a lot, or I've tried a lot kind of similar, but it's pretty good. I like it. So I guess it was 3.5. I said 3 or 3.5.
I'm going to give it a 2 for me.
So,
again, it doesn't smell like garbage, but I don't know, it's not setting anything off for me. It's not lighting my fire over here.
okay, so that's 13th Floor Spellbinder. And then the next two are the last two that we're going to review. And these sound very interesting. Again, we picked these based on the names alone, but while I was waiting, I did read some reviews of these just to kind of see what we got in store. So these are going to be fun. All right, so we'll go ahead and do the next.
So the next one is, I don't remember what the T stands for.
I think I heard it was Tango.
Tango Habanero? Yeah, sounds good. From Rania J. Let's see.
Hold on.
Oh.
I wanted to read a review.
Well, it's going to take me a minute. I'll put it
Okay.
anyway.
So the notes are cardamom, black pepper, pink pepper, tobacco, oud. This is supposedly real Hindi oud, according to some of the reviews. Myrrh, leather, incense, and sandalwood. So it has really interesting reviews. Definitely, I have not tried any Hindi oud. I can't smell it from here, so maybe that's good. I've heard some really interesting things. Apparently it's one of the more barnyard and fecal smelling ouds, especially at first. You're not really making any terrible faces, so maybe it's not that bad. But again, these dabbers, sometimes you miss that beautiful openings, huh?
That's like, maybe they didn't put enough on.
Can't smell anything? Interesting. Well, that's gonna... Come on, Lucky Scent, get some 2 milliliter sprays so we don't miss out on that wonderful, apparently horrible opening. But again, like I said, we didn't know anything about these, but while I was waiting, I looked up some reviews. A short and sweet one is by Kenta Batinga on Fragrantica, who says, "This is the best poop opening in a fragrance ever. Love it! Exclamation, exclamation. Like mentioned before, it's quite similar to Oud Assam, but the funky smell is what got me hooked. It's not repulsive at all. It's such a warm scent." So best poop opening. So again, he's not really making any terrible faces. Maybe some confused faces.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I think we did miss that really loud oud opening, but do you want to make some thoughts on it?
It does smell kind of weird. When I picked it, I was expecting like a spicy smell. Cause
yeah, I think it's got some pepper.
Yeah.
But like black pepper and pink pepper. Here, let me give it
like there is an oddness to it, I guess.
Go ahead.
But yeah, I don't find it like bad.
Yeah, like I think we lucked out on that. We missed that very strong. Again, it's probably because it wasn't. If we'd sprayed it, it probably would have been in
What's
your
in
face.
there?
Cardamom, black pepper, pink pepper, tobacco, like apparently real oud, myrrh, leather, incense, and sandalwood. So this actually reminds me of a fragrance that is off-putting to a lot of people, but to me I kind of liked. And for that one, I'm going to say what it is. Zoologist Hyrax. So anyone who's tried that might have a negative reaction to it, but that one also had a very strong, like, almost felt like stuffing some dog poop into a tire and setting it on fire. That's how the opening of that one smelled. So maybe that's what this one's opening was supposed to smell like, but the dry down is, I don't know if the notes are even remotely similar, but it reminds me of it. It's hard to describe. It's like it's got a nice spicy, almost sweetness to it, but also kind of, I wouldn't say if I call it fecal, but it's barnyard. It's almost like if you worked in a farm all day, but you cleaned up and put on a nice kind of sweet, spicy perfume to try to balance it. And I know that probably doesn't sound very appealing, but it does have, it's interesting. It's not strong, at least from here, but again, I think we're just getting the mid to, the last bit of it because it's a dabber and not a spray. Mm-hmm. But I want to give it another smell though. Yeah, I mean, I actually like, especially on you, I don't know if it'd be as good on me, and I quite like it. I give it a 4.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like the numbers don't work for it. I'm gonna give it a 3.
Okay.
Again, like, I'm not saying it's bad, but like, I don't know. It's worth your time, but I'm not gonna say you gotta get it right now.
Yeah, and it's definitely not as scary or off-putting as the reviews
I'm not
sound.
getting that, I guess.
But again, I think maybe we missed
Unrefined
that
palate.
really bad opening or something. We're going on to the last one. This is the one that he's excited about. I'm gonna try it on. So he was ready to blind buy a full bottle of this after we had ordered it and I had looked up some reviews. So we'll go ahead and get started. Okay, and so for our last blind sample buy based on names alone, I picked But Not Today by UNUM. And apparently it has to do with Silence of the Lambs. There's a line where Hannibal Lecter is talking to Clarice and he says, sometimes you wear some fragrance, but not today. So it's based off of Hannibal Lecter, apparently. This one has some really interesting reviews. I would recommend if you're bored, or if you're not bored and you just want to read some really vivid and interesting reviews, check out the Fragrantica page for UNUM, But Not Today. And he's going to read one for you. This one's a gem.
Here's a review from Parfums d'Obscurité from Fragrantica.com. It has a unique accord that smells like getting uppercut with a mouthful of blood. As a fighter, I could vouch it's as accurate as it could be. The whole perfume smells like biting through a predatory animal's flesh and tasting its blood through the dirty animalic musk and smokiness of fur. The blood finally dries out and only tinges of metallics remain of it so that the animalic leather can show its full beauty. Beautiful leather made by castrum, animalics, styrax smokiness, and defined by florals, Spanish-esque. The texture of the leather is not floral though, none of the usual iris, violet, or saffron. The texture is of an aroma chemical isobutyl. This is really long. I gotta read all of it.
Just you can skip through that part.
Right.
That's the.
To whom do I recommend? Are you crazy? Are you bored with everyday life? Does your food taste like ash or the grass seem gray? Do you secretly enjoy a good wound, or better yet, openly adore one? Did you think there's no perfume for you, you weirdo? Well, here it is. You gotta love animalic leather and metallic blood. So I thought, that sounds pretty cool.
Yeah, and the review is just, there's more to it, but it's really good.
It's a bit long.
So when I opened this, actually I got some on my finger, so it's probably going to smell the same on my finger as it is on my hand, but it's really interesting. We'll go ahead and dab a little more of this though, so we get, can you smell it from there?
Not really.
Oh, okay.
Not right now.
I can kind of smell it, but we've been smelling things, so you might be, yeah, that's another thing we've kind of been doing this tonight, and growing a little anosmic to it. Okay, here we go. So, I think that, what does this remind me of? It reminds me of something. It's not blood, though.
Yeah, when I smell it, I kind of smell like engine parts or something.
There's a very specific.
So maybe that's the metallicness people are. But
me.
yeah, that's like there is a. Like this is taking me like right into like I don't know like changing out the brakes on someone's car or something, and there's like a lot of different.
I'm getting a bit of fur in there now. Like it smells furry. Like a furry animal with some grapes or something.
I don't know. It's an interesting one. I like that. Again, like a lot of these reviews online made it sound scary or something. I don't know. I think it smells nice.
Yeah, I'm getting the florals too a little bit.
Definitely at first a lot of the metallic stuff was coming out, I feel like.
Yeah, I think as you were reading the reviews, I said I was opening it and a little bit got on my finger and I was making some faces. Probably I was like, some kind of liquor, like not licorice, but liquor drink, like Bloody Mary a little bit maybe, but more floral and fruity. Again, I don't know, all these blood fragrances that I've tried, a lot of them just lean more like tomato sauce to me than anything.
Hey, don't go spoiling my tomato sauce fragrance dreams. How much blood are people smelling, by the way?
I mean, you know blood's, it's got like an irony kind of smell. I mean, I feel like I know what it smells like. But yeah, I'm not really getting a whole lot of blood out of this, more just the metallic, and I do get a little bit of like animal fur. A little bit. And I know, and again, like you said, it's actually quite nice. Like if people didn't know the concept, they might.
Yeah, I think if without all these like hype reviews.
Yeah.
If it's just like I don't know, more boring.
It's like sangria. That's what I was thinking of. I know, I'm sorry, but it smells like sangria, but with a bit of that. Again, like at first it does have that kind of car smell, like car parts smell, and then it dies down to kind of like almost you're drinking a sangria, you've just got done fixing your car, and you're petting your cat.
Yeah, it's a lived-in smell. Like,
yeah,
it smells like more of an experience. Comparing it to some of these earlier ones, I guess it is like way more interesting.
Yeah.
Compared to something that like I really liked, like the blue or not blue one.
That's my least favorite.
That was your least favorite, but I said it. That it smelled very, pretty good. And
have you ever smelled sangria? Do you know what it smells?
Not really.
Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah, it took me a minute to figure sangria is what I'm getting, and cat fur.
But yeah, well, like this one, I don't think it smells bad.
Yeah.
It's interesting, but good.
The opening's a little bit strong, maybe slightly off-putting, but again, I don't know. I feel like, yeah, this is not bad. Again, I don't know if it's worth the hype that it has.
Maybe. I think if you're wearing it, it would definitely. I think you could turn a head if you put enough on there, and the person was sensitive enough to it. But I don't think it'd be in a bad way.
Okay, so I guess we gotta give this one a rating. I don't know. It's kind of hard to rate because it's like my expectations versus how it is. If I hadn't read these reviews and expected something really wild, would I rate it higher? I'm gonna give it a 3.5 because I like it. I think, I'm taking at least a point off for it, and it's not their fault, but not being as bizarre, I guess, or as I thought it was going to be. Like, it's the fact that it's wearable is almost dragging it down for me. It's like, damn.
I'll give it a 4 because I liked it. It's interesting, which I'd rather smell something interesting / bad, but I don't think it's bad. I think it's good. Than something that's just kind of boring, I guess. But again, I don't know what boring smells like. Probably what probably my deodorant.
Parfüm.
It's weird talking about Hannibal because I didn't know he says that, but also in Red Dragon he talks about Edward Norton's character wearing he wears boring perfumes. Or he says something about like you probably wear the cologne with a little bottle on the side, which is something like that's kind of like what I wear as far as like stuff, just if I'm putting anything on.
Okay, so anyway,
that's my little bit.
We'll go ahead and wrap this up. So the ones that I was like most put off by or scared by, I actually like quite liked them. T.Habanero by Rania J and But Not Today by UNUM. I definitely expected them to be a lot more off-putting. I've smelled a lot of things. My favorite was the Lubin, Kismet. And I also really like, what was that one called? Bohemian Spice by April Aromatics. That was the one that was like orangey and you said it smelled nice from a distance, but not so much up close.
Yeah.
I think it got better up close. But those are my 2 favorites. So one of your picks and one of mine.
Okay. Oh, do I have to pick
yeah.
favorites? I'm gonna go with the Not Today one, and
I think you said you really liked the This Is Not a Blue Bottle one. Is that one? Or are you looking for something else?
I think it was the New Wave one I really liked.
Okay.
But
1979 New Wave.
I don't know. But I really liked that last one. I thought that one smelled interesting.
Lubin Guerbois. Lubin Guerbois, I believe is how it's pronounced. Okay. Well, anyway, this was our first video. I know there's a bit of rambling. I'm probably going to cut a lot of this out. But next video, we will be doing picks from Lucky Scents, where we picked 10 different fragrances, 5 each, from just based on the bottle design alone. Thank you very much for taking this journey with us. It was a very interesting experience. I would recommend, if you've tried a lot of fragrances, maybe do something like this. Just try to come up with a challenge where you're doing something, because typically I think us fragrance lovers like to pick fragrances based on our favorite notes or how the bottle looks or something. This is a way to go outside of your comfort zone and find something new.
I guess I would say feel free to do this if you're not interested in fragrances at all, because you know, I didn't have to thinking critically about something you're not familiar with. You know, it's exercising your brain. It's good for you.
And you found some that you liked too. Okay, and again, like most of them, you gave all of yours like,
positive reviews.
Yeah.
I think there was one I gave it 2 out of yours, maybe.
Okay. Well, anyway, thank you again, and see you next time. Bye.
See ya.